I'm going to share with you top 5 mindsets for success, and these are the mindsets that make top 2% graduates successful in their applications. Some of these rules are what I personally use to land my first visa sponsor position in tech startup, and others are what I have observed from helping hundreds of international students to land their dream job offers. So without further explaining, let's get straight into it. Mindset number 1, take extreme ownership of your life. When I first moved to the UK for my study, I met a lot of British-born Asians who look exactly like me, but they spoke perfect British accent and they are so used to the British culture and tradition. In my mind, I compare myself to them to a point where in my mind, I even blame my parents for not working hard enough to be able to migrate to the UK and birthed me here. It was me really, I wanted an easier beginning and an easier life compared to other British-born Asians. But this mindset, which I didn't realize at that time, was quite toxic. Not only it didn't help me, but instead it really made me more negative and more resentful about my own circumstances. My life changed when I decided to take extreme ownership. I realized life is not about what happens to you, it's about what you make out of that situation. When things go wrong, it's always easy to blame others. The economy, the market, your boss, your friend, or even just bad luck. But taking extreme ownership essentially means you're going to ask yourself, what can I do differently? For example, if you didn't get this job, instead of blaming the company, reflect on whether you have prepared efficiently or is there any other skills that you could have demonstrated differently. So shifting from blame to having responsibility on yourself really gives you the power to improve, which is far more empowering and productive than being stuck in regret and resent. Which then brings on to mindset number 2. Focus on what you can control. You can't control the environment, but you can control your efforts and skills. Imagine you're sailing on a boat in a vast ocean. The wind is unpredictable. Sometimes it blows in your favor, sometimes it pushes you off course. The waves can be calm in one moment and turbulent the next. Now, you can't control the waves or the vast ocean. You can't always expect the sea is going to be calm and smooth. But what you can control is how you handle the boat. You can adjust the sail as best you can to catch the wind. You can steer the boat to make sure that you stay on course. Even it means zigzagging for a little while. You can also prepare and upskill yourself by maintaining a boat better, navigating it better, and getting all the tools ready in the case if a bad moment happens. Things like the job market, company decision, competition are just like these waves and the ocean. You can't change them, you can't control them. But your skills, your efforts are like the rubbers, the boat, and also your ability to navigate the boat in the vast ocean. When you focus on steering the boat rather than complaining about the winds, you will eventually reach your destination, even if the journey takes longer than your expected time. So the key thing here is don't waste your energy wishing for a better ocean and a smooth journey, but instead focus on leveling up your sailing skills and steering the boat. Mindset number 3, ignore advice from people who haven't done it. And there are 2 reasons. For the first reason, I'm going to use a similar metaphor. Imagine you're climbing up a mountain. Would you take advice from those who only stay at the bottom or from those who actually managed to climb on top? Those who stayed at the bottom of the mountain might tell you it's scary and dangerous because they've never seen it themselves. While those who are successful are going to guide you step by step to reach the summit. Second, your parents, professors, and friends, they usually give you advice to keep you safe and avoid risk. While this comes from a place of love and care, this will unintentionally hold you back. They might suggest you stay in your comfort zone because they don't want you to go through rejections or pains, and they don't really want to see you face uncertainty, or even sometimes they don't want to see you putting so much hard work. So for instance, I've spoken to some parents where they really wanted their kids to go back home after they have studied because they can help their kids to get an easy job. What they don't really want to do is to push their kids to their limits just because they didn't want them to go through that difficult process. Also because they want to protect their kids and they don't want to see them to fail or they struggle in a very competitive environment. You can be respectful of all the advice that you have received, but be mindful from who you have received the advice from and only act on the ones that have actually done it before. Because they have walked the walk that you're currently walking, they have been there, they had the same struggles, and then they even have helped other people to achieve the same goal. And they are where you want to be, they can guide you to get there. Which then brings me to mindset number 4, seek help and invest in yourself. Remember, you don't have to do it alone. Even the most successful people in the world, they have teachers, coaches, and mentors. Think about the elite athletes you see in Olympics, in national games. They all have coaches to help them refine their skills, push their limits, and ensure they are on the right track. And similar to your career and your life, if you want to achieve certain goal, it will be much easier and more efficient for you to get help from someone that has done that. Seeking help is about gaining new perspectives, learning faster, and avoiding costly mistakes. Which also means you need to invest in yourself because this will give you the best return of investment. Which is why a lot of parents and many of you guys decided to go to Ivy League, top universities, even though the tuition fee is usually higher, because you understand the value of investing in education. You want to get the best degree, best network, best skills, and being exposed to opportunities that you wouldn't be otherwise. Similarly, spending time on working on your self-improvement outside of your university or normal education is equally important. And if you think about it, instead of buying an iPhone which depreciates over time for $1,000, you buy a course to invest in yourself. The skills you're going to learn, the knowledge you have gained is going to stay with you forever, and it will continue to pay its dividend over a long period of time, forever. And this can be a course, can be a book, can be a program, or even invest in building skills, gaining valuable connection. Which also means that you need to prioritize your personal growth, because a lot of people, they hesitant to spend on themselves. They feel like they're not worth it. But at the end of the day, you are your biggest asset. So whenever you're stuck, whether it's in your career or in your life or any kind of goals you're trying to pursue, seeking help and investing in yourself is always the best option. And it is really not a cost, it is an investment for your future. The sooner you can take this step, the quicker you're going to realize the mistakes, and the faster you'll be able to iterate and working on fixing the problems, and the faster you're going to grow and achieve your goals. Mindset number 5, dream big and stay ambitious. When you set big and ambitious goals where sometimes might scare you off, that is where you're going to become very motivated and take extra steps to try to achieve that. And that's where you're also going to take bold actions and calculated risks. Versus if you dream small and have these safe goals, it's going to keep you in your comfort zone. You don't have the opportunity to try different things and grow yourself. So for example, if your dream is to work in McKinsey, you will naturally force yourself to get out of your comfort zone, to learn new skills, to make new connections, even though that's something that might be out of your comfort zone, to build stand out, to learn and practice your case interviewing skills. And these are all the valuable skills and assets that you are going to gain by pursuing that big goal of getting into McKinsey. And there's another saying as well, if you aim for the sun, even if you don't reach the sun, you're going to still land on the moon. And what that means is dreaming big does not necessarily guarantee that you are going to get exactly what you have planned for. But what that is going to guarantee is by aiming high, you are going to build valuable skills that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. And you're going to make significant progress and growth, which will help you massively in your life and your career, even though sometimes you might be able to see that immediately yet. So by using the same example, if you want to work for McKinsey, all the connections that you have made will become so much valuable to a point where even if you don't get into McKinsey, it will help you to get into Deloitte, which is more than important if you just settle for any kind of entry-level position. Dreaming big isn't about guaranteeing success, it's about the skills you have gained and who you have become through the process. Those are the top 5 mindset for success. If you want to learn the top 20 lessons I learned in my 20s, click this video and I'll see you there.